any attorney that's in here tonight, because, you know, they told us to come and sign up. Bridget Brown, and she had everybody to sign up. Okay, then London came in. And those who signed up with London and London received checks.
Yes.
And had a whole bunch of us there thinking that we were getting checks because we lived in the area all our lives. And they told us that there's no way that we can be compensated for it. So, what are we?
Let me tell you what Roy O. Martin did, okay? Roy O. Martin settled with London, Honore, Swallow, and South for $2.8 million. Okay? Roy O. Martin, Easeries, and KCS. They all got together and they settled with London, Swallow, and South for $2.8 million without telling the plaintiff that it was being settled. Okay? All right. London, Swallow, and South took $1.4 million. That's half. And then they got a doctor to say, all right, this one is dead, cancer. Okay, we don't give them so much credit. We got 80 people with this. We got 40 people with that. We got 60 people with this. And then it goes from $350 to $3,500. Okay, now, you know what that was really about? To release Roy O. Martin of any responsibility to the people of this community. That's what it was about.
So is it over now that the rest of us can be compensated?
Nowhere near over.
That's right.
I mean, London, Swallow, and South, they're done.
Yeah.
But this is not over.
Okay.
My bottom line is
The first thing we've got to do is to challenge the government to allow the political process to work. You got a representative here from the city tonight. That's a good step. You got a representative from the state and from the federal government and from the Department of Health. We got to get government to work. The legal arm of this is a total separate action that you as a group of people can take a legal action. You understand? People, you're a lot more aware now than what happened in that last case. And we will bring people from the Two-Lane Law Center to sit down and talk you through this process. Then we'll have people come to you who might want to take your case in a class action suit. You got it? We got one going on down in St. Rose now. They thought there were going to be a few dozen people. As of last night, 4,000 people have signed on to that class action suit. So that, the legal thing is something totally different than the political thing. You with me, folks? We got to enforce that through the political process to get the laws to be enforced. The damage you have received, that is a total separate. I don't do that. We will hook you up with the Two-Lane Law Center. We'll get them up. You come here maybe one Saturday. Sit down and do a few hours seminar. Educate you on what that process would look like and talk you through how you would go about having lawyers come to you, and there's no such thing as a 50% law fee. You understand? All that Two-Lane Law will help you get all that sorted out. You got it? And then that would be something that would go down like a class action lawsuit. But that's for lawyers and judges and for courtrooms. What we talk about now is we got to stop the current damage and get the politicians and the regulators at the state and the federal government to enforce the Clean Air and Clean Water Act, because that has to be done. That is about your kids and your future. The legal action is about the past, to be honest with you. The damage that's already happened to people. And even an option to go after them crooked lawyers who might have settled this deal and did not take care of people. In a democracy, nothing is never over. It is never over. smell something, you got to say something. I know you have trouble believing in the system, but you've got to call that number, and when you get through calling the number, then you got to call the bucket brigade. Ms. Agnes will give you that, and we're going to figure out, and we're going to get y'all connected by text. We're going to come in, we'll put the text program together, so she can send one text out and all of you can see it. You got it? So that's, you got to commit to this. It's going to take your action. The only one that'll save us is us. And you're going to have to do some work on your own to get this far.
Yeah, I think everybody is in stopping everything. But you also got to look, it's in the 21st century, but we are dying from the 20th century. And that's affecting our kids and us. So that's why everybody's going to be compensated also.
Yeah.
And like me, I don't trust. Everybody probably know me, I'm Robert Washington, and I believe in freedom of speech. And this place has been one of the quickest places I know of. Alexandria, Louisiana. You got to get behind each other and push it. You can't just say, go to you and say, oh, we want you to do this. We got to actually put our foot behind it and say, let's get doing it. You know, that's the only way it's going to get done in Alexandria. Because you can go to court and have a solid case that's used. Because that's the way we all work down. So we all got to learn to report and fight together. We were problems. I had cancer. Same year my sister had cancer, 2011. My baby sister died of cancer, brain cancer. They told me we had the cancer. We didn't get paid back. My father had prostate cancer. Well, you know, words of justice. There's, you know, you got to say, well, look, like you say, you need them to get in and do an assessment. They can do an assessment on anyone. They sat down and said, you know, you fill out the report, I had this disease, I had that disease. Did anybody go to the doctor to verify? I don't think they, I know I wasn't checked this week. I'm a nurse, I know. Excuse me, I don't want to use that like I know doggone where I wasn't checked at all. And how many in here was actually taken to have a physical examination done? Anyone? Besides the questionnaire? None. And this questionnaire mess, you need our government to come down and have an assessment done on every person in this area. Not just one, not just two. And not just pay those who may feel like they will. Because we all die slowly.
Has not just started today. I was 20 years old, and my father was going to these meetings that we're speaking about. His name is David Williams. He started this with the creosote. He was going to all the town meetings about the smell and about the pollution of the water. He died from prostate cancer. My mother, she had shortness of breath. I had asthma as I was growing up in Sandtown. So I already know about what's going on, and I know there's a lot of crooked stuff that's going on inside this situation. Because this has been going on for a very long time. It has not just begun. It's been going on for years. And I just wanted to say that part about Sandtown and Woodside area. Thank you.
Number and call when it smells up?
Yeah, I have, Mr. Lane. I got air.
We can call every day. The gas line by the railroad track smell every day.
Every day.
You got the smell of all.
1-888-763.
Say it again.
1-888-763-5424. And there is another number, 225-219-3640.
And does the city have an EOC or the parish?
Can you repeat that last number, please?
225-219-3640.
You can also call the state police,
Yeah.
and they'll refer you to that number. So just get the number, disaster operator gets you the state police, and they'll take you to the DEQ line. Got it?
What I'm going to do is, I'm going to get, when you came in, you signed in, I'm going to get the bucket brigades number, which is out of Baton Rouge, and then New Orleans. And I'm going to send that number out to everyone, so it's, you can call them. Don't just wait till the next day. I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Call. Call. That's what they want you to do, is call. Don't wait. Don't wait 2 or 3 days and say, I smelled it 2 or 3 days ago. Call when you smell it. Because if you don't call when you smell it, they're not gonna, it didn't happen.
These numbers are to what agencies?
The air quality. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the bucket brigades number out of New Orleans, and I will get that to you.
Yeah, we should be able to get that in the paper too.
In the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get those numbers to you. Remember, the bucket brigade, you call those other numbers the state first, then you call the bucket brigade because it gives us an independent second. When you call the bucket brigade, it automatically goes to a computer and it types your words out, it types your address, it types your time of day, and you tell them what the complaint is, what you smell, what it smells like, and then it's automatically recorded. And we use that to present the LDQ as well as the EPA as a second order of record that people have called in a complaint. But again, I can't overemphasize the importance of you calling in when you smell something. And I know it's aggravating, but it's a lot easier with these speed dial phones once you lock that number in. And we promise you the next 2 days we'll get it in the local paper. Those of you that get the paper, and you'll see that number, okay? And we'll get those published. The first 2 numbers we gave you was the state. Both of those are state numbers. But you can also call, like you call the police, and ask for state police, who are first responders also at the state level. And then they'll ask you what the problem is, and they'll kick you over to that state phone number, which is a recording. In the daytime, you might actually get a person, but I think most of the time it's a recording. And then,
You should be able to get someone there.
yeah. But the state police will kick you over to them. They'll take you to, and the state police will also probably call a company that they know is there and say, what's going on here? So you'll start seeing activity happen if you start calling. Because we haven't had that much recorded activity from there. If you don't get the recorded activity, as I said, we're moving forward. But there's a rear view mirror to this problem too, on what's happened to you in the past. But the way we're going to fix it now in the future is you got to call. Because then it reverberates through the state, through the EPA, to Washington, to our governors, to the White House, wherever we got to go, we're going to get some action taken. But we cannot get it unless people call. We will get the health survey done. We need to do that. You know, truth is like, have my way. If we were still under Katrina order, I'd bring a clinic in here, a toxicology clinic, to take everybody's blood sample. But we don't have the authority or the capacity to do this unless we get one of the private medical facilities to come in and do a blood sample. But that's what needs to be done here so we can get a full medical assessment done. But we're going to work on that. Right now, report when you smell something and continue to engage with your local political leaders. Because in many cases, if you don't tell them you think there's a problem, then even though many people have suffered from this in multiple generations, we got to do it, we got to talk about it, and that's the way democracy works. So thank you again for coming.
My name is Dr. Jackie, and I have several things going on with the soccer nurses, and I see some other people in here, and I think everything is matched with some of the problems is coming with the soccer nurses, and it also has caused me to have heart problems. I have open heart surgery and had stroke and all this other kind of stuff, and I live in the San Antonio area.
Anyone else? Anyone else have something to say or something to add?
Y'all like to say a word? Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I just say, thank you so much.
Come on up to the mic. This is Southern University graduate, so cut it no slack.
Hi, thank you so much for having us. It's definitely my pleasure to be here and to meet you. This is the first type of community meeting for me. I work a lot with federal agencies and different agencies on sustainability, but I hope to continue to work in that area and also to help you guys think about sustainable actions and revitalizing your communities and the like. And I'd like to get back to the question about the Rustin Foundry and get his name and information so I can at least follow up with you and give you some information about the Rustin Foundry that the site was remediated. So we can get some information back to you on that and what we have. So just want to say thank you so much and appreciate the opportunity to be here. And
excuse me, get your word line?
Yes.
Harry Bonton.
Harry Bonton.
2407 Rustin Street.
Okay, and we got the sign-in. You're on the sign-in?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, great.
It's on the side.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate
And
that.
I want to say that I'm suffering with prostate right now. So, and I've been in this area for 60 years. Now, the young man,
And I understand.
you can see well,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, and I understand.
Also come out of this.
Exactly. I understand our place. That's also. So I definitely understand. So, thank you.
Anyone else has a comment or a question?
I just wanted to say I grew up in this area. That's my classmate. I also have sarcoidosis in my lungs, on my skin. And what I know right now that there is, they don't know what caused it, so they tell us. And they tell us there's no cure. So we need to move forward.
Yes. So,
I got one more thing on that request. You asked earlier if you've been affected directly or somebody in your family that had cancer. If you would allow me, and I'll blank your face, I'd like to see you put your hands up again. And I want to send this to the White House.
For you guys to support, and you guys can contact me at area 214-665-6442. And his name is Charlotte Knox.
and she will take,
R-U-N-N-E-L-S.
I'm Greg Light from DEQ. I just want to let y'all know that Secretary Gen said Chris and I we're concerned, and we're going to go back and everything you said to people at the agency. I also have some little cards right here that are very convenient. They have our number on here that you can call to report an incident. It also has instructions on how to go to our website where there's a form you can fill out to do that anytime. It doesn't matter. I'm going to leave these little cards up here with the tags and give them out. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Agnes. We're done.
okay, I have one more question. Okay. One more? more questions? Okay, well, we thank you all for coming and telling the story.
I think it's important that we get a commitment from the people in the community to be a part of your organization. And what's the name of it?
Concerned Citizens of Alexandria.
Yeah, because that is key to be a member of the Concerned Citizens of Alexandria. Because through social media and other ways, we need you to be a member. So when we go to the government, we can say how many people are a part because you've signed in out here, and then she'll send you text messages and or email messages so we can start communicating with you. So next time we'll have meetings, and if somebody reports something, you know how to get hold of Ms. Agnes, and she'll be the catalyst to get the rest of the Green Army or get Dr. Silver if there's something that has an immediate problem that we need to help with, okay? Thank you very much.
All right. So how many want to be Alexandria Concerned Citizens of Alexandria?